So welcome, everybody. I'm Diane Broussard, and this is my Gateway show on the Beyond Being Human Network series. Today, I have a very special guest. Every month, I interview someone who is able to connect with beings from different dimensions, such as angels, archangels, or guides. And our guest today is one who uniquely talks to Archangel Metatron. And not only does she talk to Archangel Metatron, but she has written a book which contains 80 different discourses from Archangel Metatron. And it is called A Pocket Guide for Light Workers. And it's based on the state of the union right now and what's going on Earth. And it gives to us some beautiful ideas of how, as light workers, we're able to move through this time of chaos and the chaos that is still coming to us, and how we can actually really, really, really make a change. And so at this time, I'd really like to invite my friend, Ruth Anne Rhine, to come in and talk a little bit about herself. She is not only an author, but she is an artist, and she is a guide for Archangel Metatron. So welcome, Ruth Anne.
Thank you so much, Diane. I love being here, and I'm happy to tell you a little bit about myself before we begin the channeling of Archangel Metatron. In looking back, the first memory I have of channeling was around the age of 5, although at the time I didn't recognize that it was channeling. You know, I believe that everyone channels when they are aligned in their heart, in their thoughts, words, and deeds through so many expressions. For some years, as an adult, I worked on refining the clarity of my channel while exploring the practice of healing modalities for people and animals. After a while, I began channeling new information in new areas of my healing work that was coming through from Archangel Metatron, which led me to bring in an entirely new healing modality that he entitles Restructuring Realities. After practicing this healing method for around a year, Archangel Metatron began coming through directly to address the needs of my clients. And then one morning, about 5 years ago, he suggested we write a book. And after 6 months, I had recorded 80 discourses that he refers to as a sacred text for the current day that specifically is designed to help light workers, all heart-centered people really, to navigate the years of probable turmoil ahead so that we can live right now in peace and harmonious presence with the earth. So we can live right now in the new paradigm while at the same time give caring assistance to those who still suffer the pain of conflictual existence. Archangel Metatron emphasizes the importance of asking for divine support for our compassionate prayers and intentions without suffering the suffering of others. Now, Diane has asked me how I see Archangel Metatron and how I came to draw his picture. You know, I've heard many people refer to Archangel Metatron as a male figure. However, he is actually androgynous and that he is a balanced masculine, feminine energy. He's incarnated countless times in various physical forms, human and also occasionally animals on this planet and throughout the universe, while simultaneously residing at the multi-universal level of being. So when I began to draw an image of him for the book cover, I realized he could look any way I imagined. He suggested I use my son's features as a template for facial proportionment, and so I did, and you can see the resulting image here. How I actually see his energetic presence is as a vast, infinite, powerful vortex of light moving with immense velocity, funneling through a torus field that has no boundaries. I can't see the end or beginning of a defined field. This light is infinitely moving through a point of consciousness that is expansive. And this is how he describes himself. it is though I am you in a more expanded presence, encompassing the oneness of all creation. However, do not confuse who I am with that of the Creator, for I am an individuated being, and so am existing in tandem with the infinite array of divine beings. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today for this opportunity to share the wisdom of Archangel Metatron. And he is here not only through his words, yet also through his healing grace.
Thank you so much for describing him to me. Just very briefly, I need to say that I had a moment the other day after you talked to me about Archangel Metatron and how he is this beautiful, energetic being, androgynous being. And I had come to a point, this is just a little personal thought here, where I was really tired. I had done so much work all day long. And then at the end of the evening, I had to babysit my 3-year-old, and my brain mind said I had every reason to be extremely tired. And I went back to what you said about Archangel Metatron just being pure energy. And I saw that fiery light, and I realized I am pure energy also. And there is no reason other than a mental old habit of thinking that I should be tired. And once I went there to that, I was uplifted again to having amazing energy and realizing that it was just a thought in my mind that created a tiredness, which was not there. And it was because I was able to see that figure of him as pure energy, of which we all are. So that was beautiful. I was able to talk with you, Ruth Anne, about your image of Archangel Metatron and how he came to me at that moment, which was really personal. And I love that. What I'd like to do right now is ask you to bring in Archangel Metatron, because I have a couple of questions that I would like to ask him personally about his discourses, about the State of the Union, so to speak, and for words of encouragement for us as light workers during this time.
I am willing to do that right now. I'll take a moment to connect in. Diane, what is your first question?
I'm so happy that you're here, Archangel Metatron, and that you're willing to speak with me about these discourses. My first question comes from chapter 1, and it's indicated the time is now to understand that all of nature and all the cycles of Mother Earth are effectual in maintaining balance for the planetary survival and evolution of all who exist upon her. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
The importance of the earth harmonizing with all of her manifestations is crucial for her ascension passage. And so what is unfolding now is a healing process that will resolve and clear away anything that is discordant with her being. Thus, she will be able to ascend and rise into the higher dimensions peacefully and joyfully with those who are resonant with her.
Chapter 6. All is well within the inner and outer planes, regardless of discordant events. And I know that's so important to people now because there is many discordant events, and to let everyone know all is well. We're okay. This is as it should be. If you would mind discussing that a little bit for us.
You wish to know why I say numerous times throughout the text that all is well. Is that correct?
Yes.
When seemingly looking at the world outside ourselves, nothing seems well. However, when I say all is well, it is from the perspective of my viewpoint, looking down the timeline of probability as the outcome of all the current events unfolding, when everything is resolved, when all darkness has been alleviated, has retired, has dissolved from the earthly plane, all shall be well. And so when I say all is well, the process we are currently undergoing is heading in that direction, where there will be a new paradigm of peace, harmonious existence, where all beings recognize the unity of the one, of all that is within themselves and outside themselves. And so when I say all is well, I am not saying that the current amount of violence and warring behaviors and unpredictability of dark energies manifesting is well, for it is not. It is heartbreaking to witness. However, everything is unfolding in terms of karmic resolution. Everything is becoming clear in the light of day so that it can be completely eradicated. This may take some years to come. However, I see everything unfolding in such a way that all shall be well. And I assure you that what you're experiencing now will lead to a place of joy and peace on earth. And so I say all is well. To have faith, to take heart, and to live in the new paradigm now, holding space for living your lives in peace at this time. For you are creating this new paradigm and bringing it into existence through your heartfelt, centered presence.
Thank you for that. And now I'm going to chapter 41, where you say, to be free is to do no harm.
When you do no harm, then there are no repercussions for your actions, your thoughts, or your words. You exist in love. You exist in compassion. And when you reach a point in your development that you do no harm through thought, word, or deed, then indeed you are free. You're free of all the entanglement that brings grief into the world, that brings confusion and heartache. When you no longer perpetuate reactivity to respond in ways that creates hurt feelings or heartbreak or confusion, when you exist in the love in your heart of compassion for all, in pure acceptance of everything as it is, you are free. You will not experience any repercussions due to harmful reactions or actions. You can live knowing that you are protected, free-flowing in the light and grace of Creator's presence.
This question here, I think, is an issue with many, many people. It's very hard for people to go through and watch, especially light workers, the pain and suffering of others on this earth right now. And in chapter 63, you indicate, weep not for those who suffer, for in time all shall be free. And perhaps you could explain a little bit more so that we understand it is their path and how we can go through this peacefully.
Oh, that is a large question, one of rather great complexities. However, I will surmise it in this way. When you see suffering in the world and you send out your light, asking for divine assistance to heal this particular area, you are doing so from a heart of compassion. You need not experience the suffering you witness. What you experience is love and intent for healing and compassion. So you're not entangled in the grief and the turmoil you see in the world. And it is a sad thing that many are still entangled in reactive behaviors, cultural indoctrinations, religious and otherwise, that cause people confusion and misalignment in their behavior. Everyone is on a journey. Everyone will attain liberation, will ascend through their soul choice. The soul knows what this particular aspect or collective group of beings need to experience in order to evolve. And there is free will choice, you see. For those choosing a certain experience in life, they shall have it. And through that experience, they will learn and grow. And so for those who suffer from misfortunate events, difficult interactions with others, regardless of whether it is something that happens in the home or on a global scale in terms of warring behaviors, these choices are made because the soul wishes to enable. This is not a good thing, of course, but for those who are suffering, it is through their free will choice that they find themselves in this circumstance. And now you wonder, well, why would anyone choose to suffer? Why would anyone choose to have a difficult relationship? It is because they need to awaken and align to the love in their heart. And when they are not in that place, when they are confused, when they are entrapped in turmoil, they are not able to access their own truth. And so experiences that happen that are misaligned gradually bring them into alignment with their loving heart. This is their choice. And so you may send light to assist them, and to the extent they are open to receive, they will be assisted. However, weep not for those who suffer, for they are on their path. There have been millions before us who have ascended, and there are millions after. You are where you are in your awakening process. And for those who have not yet awakened, their experience of misaligned behaviors is what will cause them to grow and evolve. So do not feel sad for them, for you also have had these experiences that have caused you to grow and evolve to where you are now. Everyone is embraced by the loving Creator. No one is left behind. All experience happening on the earth is actually a mixed bag, you might say, at this time. There are those who are awakened, who are heart-centered, who live compassionate lives of caring. And there are those who are confused and caught in the turmoil of dark encroachment and influence. They will eventually awaken through these experiences. And so the soul knows what is needed for each individual aspect to grow. So weep not for them. They shall be free. They shall become liberated. They shall ascend in their own time, in their own way, through their own volition. So in compassion, you may assist them through sending out love and asking for their healing through divine grace and divine intervention. And so it is.
Yes, and I know for a lot that it is hard to watch loved ones suffer and to be there as a sacred witness and offer them love. That is very difficult sometimes. And I would like to go to the next chapter that I read that I think will be very soothing for many light workers, at least for me. To live naturally is to live freely and to find that peacefulness. So, Archangel Metatron, chapter 64, and I hate to just go through chapter after chapter, but I think this is like a soothing salve for many light workers. And you title it, To Live Naturally is to Live Freely. And it talks about being one with nature. And I would like for you maybe to talk about that a little bit more.
I would be happy to. In going through one's day, it is a matter of focus. When you focus on, let's say, political news that emphasize what is wrong in the world, you absorb images, pictures, energies that lower your vibrational frequency. Although it is well and good to be informed as to what is happening currently in the world, it is best to focus, for the most part, upon nature, to take a walk, to become sensitive to the energetic presence of trees, to breathe in the air, to witness the unfolding of flowers to the sun. For this is key for your understanding of your own growth and evolution. You are likened to a flower that just unfolds to the sun, effortlessly. It is natural. What is not natural is to be deterred by misaligned thoughts and information and grief and experiences that cause your heart to close. When you are out in nature, you can simply be present with divine essence of Mother Earth and all of her manifestations. You can trust you are safe. You can move through your day with ease. Being protected by the energies around you is a natural course of your daily events. When you focus on the beauty within you and the beauty around you. Nature is truth and being. Everything that exists on earth that is manifest from the divine essence of Mother Earth is one of truth and love. And when you attune yourselves to a natural flow and not have your daily routine dictated by what is expected, what needs to happen at a certain time, concerns and worries about this and that, this takes you out of a natural flow. When you exist in a natural state of being, you naturally flow into the right places at the right time, saying the right things in the right way, and experiencing tremendous energy and remarkable, incredible, magical manifestations of the natural environment around you. When you attune to the truth of who you are and the truth of the natural world, you are free. You are free of encumbering, of what encumbers individuals who are caught up in daily concerns and worries. You can step out of that into trusting that everything will unfold in perfect timing, naturally, as a flower opens to the sun. And so it is.
That is so very, very beautiful. Thank you. And I think that's probably the best advice I could give anybody, actually. So thank you so much, Metatron. And I'm going down towards the end of the book right now, but I still come to chapter 76, which indicates recent events foretell more confusion. Are we supposed to prepare ourselves? I mean, we're going through confusion. There is more coming, to prepare ourselves. And how do we do this? How do we prepare ourselves for the confusion that's happening in the world? Do you have any advice for us on that?
The purpose of this book, written 5 years ago, is dedicated to helping light workers, heart-centered people, to cope with the current chaos happening globally. And this began not long ago. And those who have read the book or have been guided by me personally or through healing sessions, have reaped the benefits of feeling more relaxed, more protected, rather than becoming entangled in the fear and chaos, for example, because of the Ukrainian war, which is heartbreaking and tragic, and we on the inner planes are greatly grieved in witnessing what is taking place through the free will choice of individuals of dark influence. And because there is an alarm sounding that there could be nuclear disruption, a collective field around the earth has formed from the fear of so many people very concerned that although this war is taking place in the Ukraine locally, the outcome of nuclear destruction could affect the entire world. And so this fear is very, very prevalent. It forms almost like a thick gelatin around the earth. And when light workers ask every day to dissolve all fear and grief and pain and suffering, for those who suffer, we on the inner planes have permission to enact miracles, to form energetic streams of light, to permeate and dissolve this field of fear. And those who are open as individuals may receive it as well. And so, yes, the turmoil continues. From my perspective, it is not far off that I see a new day dawning. From your perspective, you feel enmeshed in the events you hear about daily that are tragic and shocking. However, when you exist within your heart and you trust that all shall be well, that this karmic unfoldment is a process that will not need to be enacted again and again as it has for eons of time, in energetic loop karmic patterns again and again and again, the war and the suffering. What is unique about this particular time period is that the earth is indeed ascending. She can no longer carry the pain and suffering and tragic outcomes and also the assaults on her own being. She cannot carry them anymore. She found herself to be dying. And so she called out. She called out to the universe. She called out to the Creator for help. And indeed, she is receiving it. What you do not hear on the news is the tremendous amounts of light and grace and healing pouring into the planet continually, around the clock, within the earth, outside the earth, on the earth. Tremendous light and healing is being emanated from light workers and angels and masters of light technology within the earth to stabilize the earth's ascension process, for she is being rescued. And so the turmoil that is being experienced now shall fall away, not to return, for she cannot carry these lower vibrational frequencies any longer as she rises into the higher realms of being, where Christed loving awareness exists. The darkness will fall away, all will be resolved, and all shall be well. Is there something that still is in your mind that is uncertain, Diane, about what is intended here?
Right now, I feel so much joy from what I just heard from you about where we're going, where the earth is going, where we're going. I could feel it in my body that the light is coming through and we are moving, and Gaia is moving into a higher dimensional frequency. And that brings me great joy to hear that and to know that even though we are experiencing all of this pain that we're seeing, there is much that is being done to bring about a new perspective.
The end of suffering is upon the horizon. And I would say it will take some years for this cycle to complete itself. But what is important to note is it will not continue. What is dissolving, the resolution taking place, the suffering will find an end so that the earth can ascend into the higher realms. And those who are suffering still, the lower vibratory fields of pain and grief, will also have the opportunity to heal and to rise and ascend along with the earth should they so choose. And those who wish to experience more conflictual realities will have that opportunity as well. However, what is so significant and important to note is the reoccurring karmic patterns that people have carried from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime will finally be completely cleared. Everyone will be unburdened. They will have a clean slate, so to speak, and they can choose to ascend, or they can choose to experience other realities. Regardless, they will not carry all that baggage with them. And so this is a shift of enormous proportions that have been unprecedented on the earth. This is what is different now. And so more and more rising to the surface is much trauma and grief and pain and dark intent that is surfacing, coming out of the woodwork, so to speak. And so it is overwhelming to witness. And yet, for those who know to align in their hearts of compassion, they need not suffer. They've only to exist in the peace and the truth of who they are and send their healing light out to those to assist them accelerating their own healing. Some people will ascend directly on the earth. As she ascends, they will ascend with her, for they have healed and cleared themselves of all dark interference in their personal alignment of truth. Some may pass from the earthly plane into the inner dimensions, and yet they will also be healed and have these choices to make where they may be free and liberated from their current suffering and experience of confusion. All beings will be free of karmic patterns, now on earth or when they pass, and all shall have the choice to ascend. And this has not happened on the earth before. It is happening because the earth cannot carry these lower vibrational frequencies, and the Creator has ordained it to be so for her and for all upon her. And so it is.
So I do have another question, and it's because I've heard so many different answers to the question, but there is those that are wanting and willing to ascend with the earth and that are doing as much as they can to move in that direction, but there are those who do not want to at this time. Will there be a separate place for those to go who are continuing to stay in these lower dimensional frequencies? I don't understand the difference between the two.
You yourself have chosen ascension, have you not?
Yes.
Because you understand the importance of healing oneself and becoming clear and connected with the truth within themselves. For those who are not awakened, who do not understand what is at stake here, they cannot make a clear decision about whether to ascend or not. If they are living in misaligned circumstance, they may become ill, they may pass from the earthly plane, or they may awaken, because this is possible at any moment for anyone. However, for those who do pass from the earthly plane, perhaps ascension is not something they understood or would have chosen while on earth. However, they will be healed by a multitude of angels singing to them, gradually, softly and gently removing their trauma and their wounds. And from that place of clarity of who they are, they will make the decision then as to whether to ascend or not. And I must say, most people are choosing to ascend. However, for those who are on earth, who have chosen ascension, they are in their process of healing, of striving to grow and to weed out thoughts and words and deeds and situations that are a detriment to their growth. And so all is well for everyone. What happens is everyone, whether on the earth or on the inner planes in the earthly field, will have the opportunity to heal and to make a clear decision as to whether or not to ascend.
Wow.
For those who choose to not ascend, who wish for more experience of conflictual reality, then it is their sole purpose to grow in new ways. They are not yet ready to let go of that experience, and this is well and good. They know on a soul level what they need for their own development. So should they choose to take a side road and manifest elsewhere in another star system, in another planetary experience, this will be for their highest and best good through their own free will choice. They will eventually become liberated, enlightened, free, and aligned with their truth and being through all the choices they make. Whether they make sense to us or not, we cannot judge. And so it is.
That was so beautifully put. I understand it so well, and thank you for describing to me and hopefully to many others that listen to this, because it is something that many people question. And I really, really thank you for that beautiful answer. It just really resonated with me. And it actually goes to this last question I have, which you actually answered. And that is on chapter 79. Now is the time to know you are free forevermore. And I think that I'm going to ask you if there's anything else that you can tell us about our beingness and our freedom and who we are and where we're going.
For those who are in their process of healing and seeking out the truth within their heart, they are in the process of ascension. And this process of ascension is ongoing. It goes on and on and on. Indeed, there are ascended masters who are still working through some residual confusion that they hold, where for the most part, they are very clear and powerful and effective guides and healers. And yet there are those who have already ascended who are still perfecting their alignment. This is not unusual. And so once you are in the process of becoming whole and complete and aligned, you are guaranteed that you are free. You are free because you have chosen this path. You exist in a state of liberation because you know no fear. You have no fear, for you know it is illusion. All forms of fear are illusion, and when you live freely, you have no fear. You understand the process of people coming and going from the earth as a beautiful process of growth. You are free from the traumas because you have been consciously working to release them, to heal them, and you are free of them. You are in the process. You are free. You are protected. And anytime anything arises that feels painful or feels confusing, or perhaps something from a past life that is emerging into your awareness and you don't know where it's coming from, but something feels wrong, something challenges you and your perception, please call on me, Archangel Metatron, and tell me what you wish, and I shall help you heal and rise into a greater understanding, a more loving stance of acceptance, and you shall be healed. Call on me anytime. It matters not that you hear me. I do indeed hear you, and I see you. And once you connect with me, I take you, my dear ones, under my wing. I am with you always, as are a multitude of divine beings. So call on us. Simply ask, and then we can impart miracles. We can move mountains. It is so. And so it is.
Thank you so much, Archangel Metatron. I feel so touched and blessed to hear you and to feel that you are here for us, and there are many guides here for us as we work our way through, or work our way up to ascension and the state of the union of the earth, so to speak. I feel really comfortable with the answers you've given me. And so thank you. And I'd like to bring back my dear friend, Ruth Anne, right now, so I can thank her also for the time that we've had together today.
Okay, Archangel Metatron just told me to tell you, he loves what you've done with your place. He loves the geometric design. He loves the geometries. He can see the power that is focused and centered there. So he wanted to comment on that. And thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to share what Archangel Metatron brings to the world. And the more we all focus together as light workers and every day ask for healing light to go to wherever we wish, wherever we see need, whether it's animals or the ocean, the water, the air, countries that are subjected to wars, any form of abuse. Wherever we see suffering, we send our light and we ask for divine intervention, ask for divine assistance, and then we move the mountains.
That's beautiful.
And accelerate the entire healing process. Very, very valuable. Thank you for having me.
And I know you personally do a lot of work with Archangel Metatron, healing others through questions they ask of you, Ruth Anne. And I know, your information will be at the end of this show that we do. But thank you for taking the time. And honestly, I was really not even expecting such a great, I don't even know what to say it is. What Metatron told us was so enlightening for me in terms of other people that are asking questions of me. So I know that it will be very beneficial to many, the questions that were asked and the answers that he gave us about the State of the Union.
There are many questions answered in the book to help light workers cope and remain centered throughout all the turmoil and know how to utilize their ability to heal. I work individually with people and animals, and whatever concerns them, I directly bring in Archangel Metatron for them to guide them. And as he speaks to them, he's not only just using words to guide them, to inform them, he is also emanating specific frequencies designed for them that is healing, that are like in between the words, so to speak. He clears and heals throughout all timelines, lifetimes, and dimensions of being at once. And so you may be focused on a matter at hand that's personal to you in your life, a relationship or whatever. However, there's a lot more happening. He's amazing. He's a real lifesaver. So thank you. Thank you for having him and having me bring him through. Thank you.
Thank you too. And I guess we're going to wrap up the show right now. I'm seeing our little timeline here. So I'd like to thank you again, Ruth Anne, and thank everybody who's here listening to us. And this is Diane Broussard, and I'm signing off for today from Gateways.
So now for those of you who wish, please join me in reciting this prayer from Archangel Metatron, who implores us as light workers to daily send out our light to areas of need to not only accelerate the healing process of ascension, yet to also call upon divine support to empower and magnify our loving intentions 1,000,000-fold. He tells us in this way, we can move mountains. So let us begin. A prayer for lightworkers from Archangel Metatron. May peace reign in the hearts of all upon the earth, now and for always. May love heal and answer the prayers within the hearts of those who are in need. May all beings, great and small, receive the respect and space to exist in harmony, living out the fullness of their lives. May all beings, great and small, exist in peace, without fear of harm or interference in their natural way of living. May there be peace in all lands where disruptive forces destroy and wound those who are innocent, those who wish for their sovereign rights to be respected. May all who impose their will upon others open to the light of clarity to regain their true sense of direction and way of being. May those who wish to heal and uplift the human condition acquire the means to manifest their intentions through becoming the embodiment of the peace they wish to see in the world. Through their own presence of loving essence, they shall open the doors of salvation for one and all. May all beings be free of harmful actions perpetrated upon them, now and forevermore, so there is no sacrifice made for the purpose of amusement, experiment, or consumption. May those who carry anger in their hearts forgive those who know not what they do. May all beings upon the earth become cognizant of their inner truth and discover the light they emanate as the true expressive nature of the Creator, unencumbered by misaligned thoughts, words, and deeds. May all who traverse the earthly plane take joy in the beauty and balance of nature within themselves and in the world surrounding them. May all beings, great and small, exist in peace, love, joy, and freedom. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. And so it is.